Imagine for a moment your pits smelling like nothing. You don't stink after you work out. Your teenager's foot odor doesn't exist. How is this possible? It's Lumi. Challenge Lumi to keep you funk-free for 72 hours. Go to uglytruth.com/Lumi. You can pick your favorite smell, the favorite type of applicator or stick or tube or wipe, and you will be amazed by your non-smelly body. uglytruth.com/Lumi. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is episode 520. Ugh. That's right, Producer Dub. Producer Dub is sitting in with me today because Stephanie...
That's how Bear Grylls pronounces it. Producer.
I'm going to sit with my producer and eat some vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
And look at glaciers.
Mosquitoes.
Where it's very slippy. So Stephanie had a scheduled break. She is in San Francisco, I believe, the Bay Area, at a very nice hotel. She will be back next week to give us a review because she's so good at the hotel reviews. The only hotel review that I will be offering up this year is the one where you and I are going to a tropical location, and I will come back with my review of that hotel. I can't wait to share it with her, and she's so jealous. Are we not
saying where because we'll be stalked because we're so celebrity?
No, I just thought it would be fun to just talk about it. Stephanie knows where we're going. But anyway, Stephanie will be back next week.
Got it.
By the way, Paula is alive and well. She's living her best life. She started some new employment, and she's really excited about it, super busy. So her stepping back and living her life was a perfect time. And Stephanie will be sitting in the meantime. Hopefully Paula will find some time later this year to sit in with us. Wouldn't that be awesome? Just to give us an update. But until then, it's going to be the Toxic Twins. Me and my sister Stephanie, we're 3 years apart, and that's why we do the show, because we have such a cool relationship. Sisters Who Podcast, #blessed. Anyway, but Producer Dub is sitting in with us.
Did you espresso before this?
No.
Oh, okay.
But you did give me the coffee today.
I did.
So.
Juiced it up.
This is my show attitude.
Show attitude.
Because the second the show ends, it'll be like, I'm starting my period. My hips hurt.
Hey.
And I'm fasting, and I'm grumpy.
Oh my God, the fasting.
So I am fasting.
Intermittent
fasting.
Yes.
I am doing, for those of you who are familiar with intermittent fasting, it's just kind of a scheduled time where you don't eat and then you eat for a smaller window of time. And I am doing the aggressive 18-6, which is 18 hours of fasting, 6 days a week. Producer Dub decided to join me to try to reduce his beer belly from the pandemic.
Yeah, right.
You're doing 16-5, 16-6? Oh, you're doing 7 days a week. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying. Like on the weekends, I might a little bit, but my issue is the how much I'm trying to jam into that 6 hours.
You cannot power eat.
Although I'm getting full faster, so it's only been like a week and a half for me. I haven't done it as long as you. But
I've been doing it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've not been doing it very long.
I started not like a few days.
You literally went, I'm jumping on this bandwagon. Yeah. As usual. And here we are. Anyway, so with you here, there's a couple of things, obviously, that you can get off your chest if you want to. You hear our show every week. You know what we talk about. Was I incorrect about your disdain for the felines of your life?
Oh, God, no. I hate cats.
Do you legitimately hate them?
I really do.
Really?
Yeah.
So if we...
There's nothing good. Like, well, I shouldn't say all cats.
They're self-sufficient.
No, they're not. They don't clean their own fucking litter boxes, which I did just before this show, by the way, which I have to do 3 boxes 2 or 3 times a week. The one who hates the cats feeds them and cleans the boxes, just saying.
You don't have to do it. I have told you.
And they will die.
I told you a million times. I have said I will do those things.
Yes. Okay.
And what did you say?
Okay.
What did you say?
I don't want you cleaning litter boxes for fear that you might be pregnant. No, that's not what I said.
You don't think I should clean?
I don't think you should.
Which I think is so sweet. So your hatred of cats.
Maybe that's why the hatred of cats is because I feel like they give me nothing back. They literally run away from me, except for one of them. Except for when I'm feeding them, then they chase me and get underfoot.
Yes.
But no, I just.
That's fine. It's fine.
I don't know.
I will say this though: if we ever move to some kind of gentleman's vineyard farm in our future, we can have barn cats because they don't go inside. They live off the land. You just have to give them a warm place to sleep, water, and maybe a little kibble.
I don't need to move to a farm to have a barn cat. I have a fucking barn cat now.
Ramon. Hey, And have you noticed he hasn't been around much?
He's around all the time. I see him by the garbage. He lives under my truck.
Oh, I love Ramon.
Barn cat.
He's a little bit of a barn cat. He's a little bit. I
don't know. I mean,
I tried to pick him up the other day. He was not having it.
Yeah, I don't.
He was not having it. Okay, so in addition to that, the other constructive criticism you've given us is that we aren't promoting the show enough. That we don't really promote the show. We do the show, and we have a great time doing it, and that's where it ends.
Well, I mean, the show's doing fine. It's got its great loyal listeners. We don't really lose listeners.
No, we don't.
Very slowly, we've gained listeners. I mean, we've been doing this over 8 years, and it's 500 plus episodes is nothing to shake a stick at. But I think that you guys could do more on your own social media or. Because just the show post is not enough.
Well, what's funny, it would also be nice if our fans would rate and review us.
Yeah, that'd
be great. That helps a lot.
We're on all the platforms, guys. You can go to uglytruth.com/listen, and it will show you any platform that we're at. And if you're hearing us, you already have your favorite platform. So just drop us a review on that. That would definitely help.
Yeah, it does. And you can share us, too, if you'd like. Or, whatever. I mean, do what you want. But see, here's the thing I think I have figured out with us. We have an attitude when it comes to living is, well, we've done the show. It's exceptional. They'll come find it. Oh, yeah. We don't have to do anything else. We're so good that we don't have to do anything else.
What was the number that came out the other day? There are currently 2 million
There's 1.9 million podcasts out there. So we probably have to do a little bit more than that.
Maybe when we started, maybe. But now we need to talk about more
I have to tell you, was really hopeful that someone famous would discover us and that would just be all we needed, but that's not happening. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to have to
been close
be a bit
couple
more.
Of times. We've shared business cards with Mr. Adam Carolla. So I think that different things, but listen, the show's great. It definitely has its following. I have talked to people who do a podcast and I give them their numbers and they're like, yeah, I would take those numbers in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like...
we do okay, but we want to do better. Anyway, with that being said, since you're here, I thought, most people know who you are. You and I are married.
As if they couldn't tell by now.
Someday, you and I are going to have our own podcast, which is in the works for sure, which is great.
We got a name. We got some social media set up.
People check our social media because it's dormant. They still check it. Like I see it like every week. They check going, is it yet? Is it yet? No, you know. But there is a couple of things that you and I wanted to talk about that really have nothing to do with the show, but kind of like us. The one thing I like about having Stephanie come in and having you sit in on occasion is that I want the listeners to get to know who you are. According to Stephanie, I talk a lot, and everyone probably knows a lot about me, but they don't necessarily know a lot about you or Stephanie. So I thought, all right, I'm going to work on that. Okay. I don't remember cutting people off per se, but I definitely babble. I have a friend, Jason, who thinks that I talk a lot. He goes, I listen to your podcast. We do not have to speak on the phone any longer because I know exactly what you're up to and nothing's changed. I'm like, all right, fine. So the first thing is we'll talk about your finger in Ugly and Awkward Moment. You and I were discussing in bed this morning why it's okay you're like, why is it okay for men to use the 2-in-1 shampoo, but it's not okay for women?
Right.
You can take that a lot of different ways. Like
why it could be the other way. Maybe they don't want to. But.
Why is 2-for-1 being marketed to men versus women? Yeah. First of all, there's no way in hell I would ever use 2-in-1 shampoo or conditioner.
And by the way, there's 3-in-1 apparently. So the 2-in-1, the OG 2-in-1 was apparently shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
The 2-in-1 I'm talking about is just shampoo and soap.
Oh, not even conditioners in there?
Right.
Oh, yeah, I definitely wouldn't even use that.
So. It's just the concept of 2-for-1. You don't go like nowhere in the normal women's hair care aisle is there a 2-for-1.
I can't imagine.
No, I don't see it anywhere.
Unless it's for camping. Right. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, the very first thing I thought was, well, men are apathetic and they have no desire to do anything beyond the bare minimum when it comes to showering because they want to just get in and get out and be done with it, which, by the way, begins in childhood because it's hard to get a boy to get in there, wash every crevice, and get out, right? And so I'm like, well, maybe that's where that comes from. That's where it stems from. It's like they just want to get in, get out, smell good, and get out.
Yeah.
because shaving, not all men shave in the shower. So that's another process that they have to go through. And they've made that convenient as well with a little electric razor. You don't even have to foam up if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Whereas women, because we have to be completely hairless, smell good, look good, have the perfect, undergarments, everything has to be perfect. We have a 20-step process. Now, if we were raised to be like, look, you just have to be clean and get out the door. Who the fuck cares? Now, there are women who do that. I have a little bit of envy towards it, but I don't want to live that life.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Maybe I am a product of years and years and years of marketing telling me that I'm ugly. Like right now, I feel ugly as hell. I don't look good right now. But that's because I think I've been programmed. I'm one of those sad women who have been programmed to believe that we have to be attractive at all times.
And the idea of lip and clip is great for me only because it tells me that regardless of what it is, in my mind, it tells me that you give a shit. Now, I even say lip and clip sometimes, and sometimes that involves brushing my teeth and throwing a hat on, but it is what it is, right? So,
no lip
but
gloss.
what initiated my 2-for-1 conversation was this article that I had come across, and then I dug a little deeper, and they have a study.
Oh,
so
tell me.
So there's 10 facts about men, and it's skin, just personal care.
Personal hygiene.
Not just, right, yeah, not just water, not just hair, I mean. So 33% of men, and this is recent, by the way. This isn't some 1978 study. 33% of men admit they don't wash their face on a daily basis.
Okay. That's not surprising. Please shock me.
This is 63% of men do not regularly wash their face to clean their face, or use face wash to clean their face. 11% said they've never even tried face wash.
Like they've never used a product that's meant for washing your face?
Correct.
What is wrong with you?
And it varies. It's funny because the percentages for not doing it
I'm like thinking
are much higher the younger you are, which is weird because I feel like from a skincare standpoint, obviously younger cares less, older cares more.
Right, because suddenly they go, oh my God,
right,
what is
exactly.
this in the mirror?
Right, exactly. And then but younger cares less about skincare, but just general washing, that men 18 to 25, actually it's like 70% just don't give a shit.
They don't wash their face?
Or very regularly or whatever. And I guess apparently the recommendation is
daily.
Drier skin at least once, oilier skin at least twice.
I don't know how to respond to this.
I don't know. I just thought, does it come down to
it's upbringing,
apathy, laziness?
No, it's upbringing.
Like what is it? Because we're not that different.
No.
And yet I'm sure, and I didn't look this up, but I'm sure that women's personal care spending is 70 times higher than men's personal care. Like there was a stat in there that said something like 40% of men think they could just use women's care products and it's fine, or they've never used one that was specifically designed for men. Or
I don't want to bring color into this, but is it broken down by race or ethnicity?
That particular study was not,
okay,
but that speaks more to the upbringing comment.
That's what I'm wondering, because I have to say that, and I think I can absolutely claim being guilty of this. Mm-hmm. I have shoved this theory into my daughter's craw since they were little. Moisturize, sunscreen, take care of your skin. You only get one skin, da-da-da. But with my son, wash your face. Make sure there's no appreciable dirt on it.
Yeah.
Because when they're little boys, they're actually dirty. Truly dirt on their nose. How? You were at school all day. How do you have dirt on your face? I don't understand it. So maybe it's just like, look, if we can just get you to not have dirt that people can see, that'd be great. But I also think that is
societal?
I think it's societal. Yeah. I really do. I mean, I remember growing up and my dad having soap that literally had like rocks in it to get the grease off of his hand. Yeah, it was lava. There's another one too. There was lava and there was one other one.
Borax?
No, and he would use it. They even had it at work in a liquid form because he was a mechanic. And so to get the grease and dirt off of you have to get he had nail brushes that were made out of wire. That shit off.
Well, he also worked on cars though too,
yeah, he was a mechanic. So it's like that is the more important thing is to get the dirt off, not to make sure our skin isn't wrinkling. You know what I mean? And I think it also goes to how much men have changed their careers. I mean, there are still a very large portion of men who are blue collar, dirty all day, gross, smelly people. And then they go home and all they're trying to do is just de-smell and de-dirt. Whereas women traditionally aren't doing those jobs. So I think it also has to do with that.
Yeah, maybe.
And so, I mean, it's interesting. What a weird rabbit hole.
Yeah, no, well, what was funny
weird
is,
rabbit hole.
So for me, I use a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
From what place you get that stuff from, Bath and Body Works. So, but that's a body wash / shampoo. Yeah. I do use conditioner or some other hair product separately. But interestingly, you have, and that's what this particular article is about, is facial cleanser apparently is made for your, not apparently, is made for your face specifically.
Yeah,
and what
gentle.
they're saying is
men don't
bar
use it.
Soap, things like that are not.
Yeah. Well, you can buy facial bar soap, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying.
I digress, yes.
Yeah, so, anyway, so then I was realizing that you have facial cleanser in our shower that you use. Yeah. And I occasionally use it, but I realized that I only use it when I know I'm not going to shave. Like shaving washes my face.
Well, it moisturizes your face.
You know what I mean? Like, clearly it doesn't.
Well, it kind of does.
I mean, I guess. But anyway, I just thought it was weird that it was a bit of a rabbit hole because it was one of those pre-coffee thoughts. Like, why do we use 2-for-1?
It's like a shower thought.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So anyway.
Yes. Well.
So it was weird to me.
All I say is wear sunscreen. I don't really care about that.
And I am using that stuff you lift on my counter for my eyes.
Oh, from lipandclip.com. It's Belief, the Belief moisturizer.
I've just been, it's really like
Belief Aqua Bomb. Yeah, it's Aqua Bomb.
Like within 2 seconds, you don't feel like you have anything on your face.
No, it's the best. Yeah. It's absolutely the best. It's Belief Aqua Bomb. You can get it at lipandclip.com. They have travel sizes if you want to try it, or you can get the full size. Yours are the travel sizes because I didn't want to invest a lot of money because you don't do anything.
You truly don't need that much. It's like...
No, it's like little drops. Yeah. It's nothing. So you can try it out. But anyway, and this was all an infomercial for lipandclip.com. It wasn't. This is just what Daryl wanted to talk about.
You talk about weird things, and that was a weird thought I had.
So. Honestly, that is a weird thing because you could probably really go down a rabbit hole with it. I have a question for you on that note. I was thinking about it. Mm-hmm. And please don't think deeply. Just go with your first thought. If you woke up
I only think deeply.
If you woke up in a woman's body tomorrow, what would be the first thing you would do?
I'd touch my boobs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like... You would never leave the house. But you wouldn't have a penis anymore, so you wouldn't have that weird,
well, that's
like,
true. But you just said woman's body, but that means like
everything.
Would I still be myself, but I would be in a woman's body? Yeah. I'd be like, wow.
They're not big enough.
That'd probably be it.
It's like, why did I wake up with these little boobs? I would immediately pee if I was in a man's body. Yeah. I'd immediately want to, if I had a penis, I would want to pee in a toilet or
you want to pee standing up?
I'd probably pee in the backyard.
Just because you can?
Well, I'd like to see how far I can pee. Like the distance. Have you ever done that where you pee to see how far you can pee out? Really?
Actually, this is funny.
How far?
I don't know, 4 or 5 feet.
Is that long? Is that a lot?
I don't know. If you really have to go, you really got to go.
Well, I'd wait until I really had to go, and then I would do it.
You haven't lived till you've peed when you're camping, and it's the middle of the night, and you go out, and it's dark, but all that is moonlight, and when you're peeing, it's just steam.
Ew!
It comes off the ground because the ground's so cold. It's disgusting. I will tell you that when I was playing golf last week with my dad, I was like, oh, we drove up in the golf cart to a tee, and I go, oh, there's the bathroom. There's the first bathroom that we've seen. He goes, the world is my bathroom.
That is true. I would probably say that as I was peeing.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it.
I think that would be and then the other thing is I feel like, speaking back on our first subject, I feel like I'd be showering quite a bit. I feel like there's a lot of musk that comes off of men's bodies. Yeah. I don't know if I would like that a lot. I don't think I would like it.
I don't think I would make a good woman at all.
I definitely would make a good dude.
I don't. I can't.
I don't think you would either.
No, it's and not that I'm like overly manly. I just don't think I have the patience or willpower to be a woman.
No, you probably go, I am the most powerful being on the planet. Because I think of all the things before anybody else, and I've got plans of attack for men, and they won't even know it's coming.
Wait, when I started being a woman, would I have my period like immediately?
I hope so.
You would,
or you'd wake up pregnant in labor.
Oh God.
And go, you know what? We're going to let you labor for a while vaginally, and then we're going to put you in a C-section so you can try all the things.
Pass.
Wouldn't that be fun for
There's
you?
100 million bajillion things that I would not want to be a woman.
I would make you do a blowjob immediately. So you know exactly what that's like.
I would make you go down on me immediately.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I don't want to do that.
A lot of men don't do it, so maybe I can get away with it.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's good to know. Also, my question for you, and I am so irritated by this. I can't even justify why
by this or by me?
No, the next thing.
Okay.
I don't understand this.
All right.
By the way, this is the Hairpin Tour show. So we're just going from subject to subject.
So different than usual.
I saw this morning, because we're recording this the morning that it's posting.
Okay.
I saw this morning that fucking Jake Paul won and knocked the fuck Ben Askren out.
It was boxing, though, right?
Yes, it was boxing.
It's fixed.
You don't think it's legit?
Nah.
Really?
No.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I am really struggling with this guy being good at it.
You ever seen Ben Askren fight?
Boxing? No.
No, UFC.
Yes, and he got his ass kicked.
No, yeah, but just that one kick he got, He
got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, but I've seen him on his back getting elbowed and punched in the face 15 times in a row and getting up.
Do you think he was fixed?
Come on.
Well, he's been training with somebody, so I didn't know.
I mean,
Jake Paul is training with someone, but it's just shocking to me that he's getting all of these wins. I'm like,
I mean, I
is
suppose
he
it's
legit?
possible he didn't take him seriously, but like, it's all Ben Askren has ever since he got knocked out in 7 seconds.
Yeah.
He has no career in the UFC.
Oh, that's sad to me. Not really. I didn't like him very much.
Well,
but
think
still.
about this. What's in it for him? Like, he's going to knock this YouTuber out, and everybody's going to go, "Oh my God, give him a title fight at the UFC immediately."
Yeah, you're right.
Come on.
Well, I read it this morning. I'm like, why am I so angry about Jake Paul having any success in boxing? He's such a fucking douchebag. I can't with him. I'm like, if I saw him, I'd want to punch him in the mouth.
If you showed me 10 pictures, I wouldn't know who he was, but I know he's a YouTuber.
Well, I don't think he is anymore. He's had some trouble. Like, he's had some trouble with his attitudes and behavior, and which is why he's going. My guess is he's like, look, I'm going to go into boxing. I have a little bit of training. People hate me so much. They'll love it if I get knocked out. They'll hate it if I win. It's a no lose for him, right? Yeah. Like, he's like the ultimate villain.
And conversely, he's not going to get a boxing match anytime soon. These are exhibitions.
Yeah, they are. They are exhibitions. But I just was like,
whatever.
I may not like Ben Askren in general, but he's a legitimate athlete. And so when I knocked him out, I was like, no, please don't let him be this legit. I can't with this.
I didn't see it, but I read it, and then I read that he got knocked out in the first round, and I went, this guy got knocked out by somebody with no real ring experience with boxing gloves on, and yet has been hit with 8-ounce, practically bare-knuckle gloves multiple times.
I know.
So he either did not take this at all seriously,
didn't train at all.
It was just a thing. It's just a publicity.
Yeah,
thing,
that's true. That's true. All right, next discussion.
I'm sorry, my fast is over. We're gonna have to end the show now.
My next discussion, and I'm gonna ask you two, and then I have some opinions that I want to express.
No.
The first one, I asked these questions of Stephanie because I've never asked you this question. I can't believe it. I know you so well, and I've never asked you this.
Probably that might be why you didn't ask me.
How many kids did you really want to have?
2.
You always wanted 2 children?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really think about it from this is what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
It was more of a, I mean, boy, girl.
You wanted the 2.5 kids, white picket fence.
Yeah, I didn't. Well,
dog,
I wouldn't
no
say
cat.
white picket fence at all. But yeah, I just that's the number that comes to mind.
Okay, I was just curious. I don't think all men think that. Oh yeah, someday when I grow up, I'm gonna have.
Yeah, and I don't think that was very early on. I mean, I think
it's once you start in the baby making years, you think about it. Okay, and then who do you think you would like to have play you in a movie?
Matt Damon.
You want Matt Damon to play you in a movie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fair. If that's what you want. I was going to say Anthony Michael Hall, but...
Yeah, but...
That's all right.
I don't think he looks like me now.
Not anymore. Yeah. Only when you were young, actually.
I was young, yeah.
And even then...
And when he was young.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And you did look like him. Yeah. Like, a lot. Except he had blonde hair and you had brown hair. So.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much where the
as blonde,
change...
but...
No.
Especially at the height of his,
both skinny, bug-eyed little men.
Yeah. I mean, and actually, he almost had kind of a...
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say Michael J. Fox.
Oh, no.
You don't look anything like
No.
Michael J. Fox.
I'm short and I'm a foot taller than he
You're
is.
not short.
Yeah, I am.
You're taller than me, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Who do you think would play me in a movie?
I don't know what the average is. Is the average like 5'8" for a
You're
guy,
the average.
5'9"?
No, I think it's 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
You're the average.
So I'm average. Yay!
Who would play me in a movie? You can't say Valerie Bertinelli. It's already been taken.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what she said, right? That's
Although it's really, really fucking good. That's a great one.
That's a good one. Well, that won't work because she's really, really old.
Who?
Sophia Loren.
I would take a young Sophia Loren.
Yeah, I would take that.
There's no rules.
I guess.
I can be. We can put her in as a young one.
There's somebody that's on.
I love
it's
Sophia
not.
Loren.
It's not.
I'm just glad you didn't say like
or
Anna
whatever.
Nicole Smith or something.
No. Yeah, I guess the chick from Modern Family.
Oh, Sofia Vergara?
But maybe.
Okay.
But that's basically Sophia Loren. Younger.
I'll take it. Sure.
So.
It's cute how you think I would in any way remotely.
Well, I'm trying to think who else. I mean that's like more looks.
You're thinking
but like,
added. Oh.
But I think that.
I know you're thinking like big boobs. Which Who could do it?
Oh, what's her name from King of Queens?
Oh, Leah Remini.
Leah Remini could do
Actually, that's more accurate than you think. Maybe not that religion, but still.
Yeah, so Leah Remini.
Okay.
Like
I like that one also because you're thinking attitude and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally, do you have an epic of your whole life ugly and awkward moment? That you were like so embarrassed that to this day you're like, I remember when when I lost my mind.
Yeah. Probably publicly, I'm pretty sure I've shared this one on the show before, but it's been a long time because I'm on every 50 episodes or so. So,
Cry more.
I was playing football. I was in freshman. So actually, it was between junior high and freshman year.
Okay.
So I was playing in a Pop Warner football league that was brand new, the San Pablo Renegades. I don't even think they exist anymore, but they were brand new. They had split off from another city because it got too big. But anyway, so I was playing and we were doing a drill where everybody was lined up and on the sides, and then there were two like cones, and one guy had to kind of take a turn and come from one side, and you had to take a turn almost like you were meeting to hit each other. And one was the runner and one was the tackler. And they're supposed to let you tackle them, but it's supposed to be a hitting drill. It's basically a hitting drill. And I was playing quarterback, so not a lot expected of me from the hitting standpoint, but I wanted to play defense, so I got in the drill. And everybody back then played both ways. But anyway, so I hit the guy, and I went low and put my shoulder pretty much right in his sternum, right in his chest. And it was a good hit, and I lifted him up. And when I lifted him up, I let out the loudest fart I've ever done in my life, to the point where even with all the noise and 50 guys, everybody heard it.
Did it everyone just die?
And by the way, I'm probably one out of 40 plus guys on the team. I'm probably one of 3 white guys.
Of course.
Right? So the brothers were on the fucking ground laughing.
Well, it's better you than them.
But that's the environment I grew up in, so we all thought it was really funny. But anyway, if I had to think of an epic one, that's
would be a good one. I would say that is a good one.
Yeah, that was probably one of the, like, it sticks in my mind as publicly embarrassing. So
I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just for your own discussion, or for our discussion, the San Pablo Renegades seems to now be the San Pablo Cowboys.
Oh.
And it looks like obviously there hasn't been anything in a year, so it's hard to say whether or not they're still, doing it. But this is their logo. It's got a little outlaw.
Oh, nice.
Like the Renegade, but now it's Cowboys. Probably because they get the cowboy logo.
We were red and black, and it was the first year of the team, and I'll just a couple quick stories that I remember from that time, because I played with my best friend Mike Ortiz was on the team, and he's been my friend since we were 5.
Aww.
So anyway, so now, but back then there's a couple of key memories that I remember. One is that I did play defense mostly at the very beginning, But because everybody was young and this was the first year of that team, they really didn't have a quarterback. And so
you were
I played baseball my whole life, so I could throw.
Oh, so they were like, oh, put him in.
So they tried me out, and I was, in practice, I was fine. I was doing just great. So,
sure.
And then we got in games, but the problem is that our offensive line, while big, did not block very well. So I spent a lot of time getting sacked. In fact, one memory was we played in the rain one time, and I was pretty sure I was going to drown because I got sacked in a puddle on the field, because these aren't like NFL fields. These are playgrounds, right?
Sure.
So in a field, and my face mask sunk into the mud, and there was guys on top of me.
Oh my God, I would have
3 guys
anxiety.
on top of me, and my nose was touching the water.
Like,
I was like, get the fuck off me!
I can't breathe.
And then, so there was a lot of that going on. But the way I got the starting job to begin with was they're like, well, you're third string, but we're getting our ass kicked, anyway, so just go in. And the very first snap, I dropped back and just threw it. I knew where he was going to be, and I threw it as far as I could throw it, and it was a 40-yard touchdown pass.
Hey!
And they're like, you're the starting quarterback. And then the rest of the year, I
days.
just got my ass smacked around, all the time. So
Hey, at least you could say you tried.
They did try and recruit me to play freshman ball, but I was all about baseball at that time.
Oh, yeah,
I was a
that's
20.
true.
And it's really difficult to keep up on that particular demand of education that I was in, because I went to a Catholic high school, so we were in classes all
Constantly.
the time. And so to do that and football and baseball, so I just stuck with baseball, and then I always picked an extra that was not a full-time, like something done, like golf. I played golf. I ran cross country, stuff like that. Anyway,
sure.
So, but yeah, that was my
Your illustrious athletic career.
That was my athletic career, and stupidly, this is actually my biggest regret. If you were talking about biggest ugly and awkward moment, that was the farting on the football field. But the biggest regret was stopping playing baseball at 16, so I could work and have a job and have money to take a girl out.
I concur. That is a really dumb idea.
Stupid. I could have played in college, no problem. And I ended up playing softball like an old man in college. So.
That's all right. It's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine.
It's fine.
You somehow recovered from your lack of a career.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of thoughts, and then we'll probably close the show. One, and I've mentioned...
Because I'm boring you?
No.
Oh.
One, I mentioned this to you the other day, and I've mentioned it because of what's going on. Everything's starting to open up in California, so there's a lot of little events for children and all these things. And I have to tell you, no offense, but it will be offensive. I hate children being interviewed on television.
Oh, right.
I hate it more than anything else on TV. Yeah. I can't with it. Anyway, yeah. And I'm just like, get him off. Like, no one has time for this.
They were interviewing. I remember the exact moment where you realized that was a thing for you, and maybe you knew it before, but
I probably did, but now I'm vocalizing
it to me is that
because I've had
it. That they interviewed a couple of kids in a car that were stuck because there was this random snowstorm. So they couldn't. They were finally getting to go see Grandma up over the mountains.
Oh, God. And who cares? No one cares.
It was so bad.
No one cares about it. And here's the thing. Super important and must be DVR'd for all the relatives and mama and dad and grandma and all that stuff. So, yes, it's super great for them. For them.
Yeah.
That's it. But does it have to be a 2-minute segment?
You know what
like,
it
come
was,
on.
Right? You know the mom was driving and she's like, you are not putting me on camera. You can interview my children.
Well, okay, in that aspect, that's okay. I will take that. But I'm like, okay, we're shoving, these are socially they are ill-equipped because they don't even have the ability to form a declarative sentence. Yeah. And then you put them a huge camera in front of them and a big fat microphone. And they're going to be like, well, there's only one person in my life I know who was articulate and got on TV many times because she was so articulate, and that is my sister Paula. I have never seen as a little kid, that girl found that camera and that mic, and she's like sailing for like, yes, well, here at Trajan, we really enjoy our song and dance ensemble. We perform regularly. Our favorite performance was for the senior citizens in Orangevale. and was so freaking articulate. She even made like the front page of like the society, like the local newspaper, whatevers. She's the only one. Yeah. I've never seen another child able to do that.
That's
ever.
Funny. Very funny.
So I hate it. Yeah. Second thing is, and I'm just curious, you know, Tough Sheds, the brand Tough Shed, where they have the big sheds now.
Oh, yeah.
They've been around forever.
Sure.
I don't remember when they turned into added home space where they're now people use them for offices or, you know, whatever. Well, they call some of them, I don't like that word, she shed. It's dumb, but it's like now they're like.
It's dumb to you.
Yeah, it's dumb to me.
Doesn't mean it's dumb to everybody.
This is, I'm sorry, did I offend? Do you like she sheds?
She sheds? Cheryl she shed?
Would you like a she shed for yourself?
I would love a she shed. I would love a he shed.
I would love a he shed.
Because I would be not here.
It would be so great. And then I could take that room that your office is in and do stuff with it.
What? What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to do whatever I want with it.
Can you guys hear that?
I'm actually going to turn it into my closet. I'm going to turn it into my closet. I'm going to get plush rug. I'm going to make it really pretty white with gold. A center with
We have
drawers.
An unoccupied room right down the hall that you can do that.
We're turning that into the studio. Now. That's going to be our studio.
Studio closet?
I don't think we can do that. I don't want my shoe collection to be anywhere near
Plus, if we ever put video cameras in there, you don't want that around there, so...
I know I'm literally the only holdout when it comes to this show and the people that participate in it that does not want cameras or video or whatever. I just don't. But after our discussion the other day, I realized that I need to embrace it somehow. I don't want to, but I will.
Try some different things with the show. Again, there's nothing wrong with the show. It does great. I told you that already. But
it's all about marketing.
But if you want to grow and we're taking this time to dedicate to do and promote and produce the show,
I get it.
And the people need to know. God damn it.
Fine. I'll do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. I already have my Olight, my little.
Ring light,
my O light, whatever. Right. Oh. Yeah, I have that light. I have my O face light. So, whatevs. Well, that's all. Other than this, so our son is turning a very old age next week because I had
the one that you stop at.
Well, he's not 30, but
no. I mean the one that everybody says no matter how old they get. They say they're this age. That's
maybe.
Age.
I don't know. Well, anyway, he's going to be 28, 29.
29.
I was incredibly young when I had him. Yeah. And now it's...
8. You were like
it's
9
really...
years old.
Well, what's funny is it's really becoming one of those age ranges now where it seems ridiculous that I have a almost 30-year-old. Like, there's like this really sweet spot where they go, there's no way in hell that you have someone that's almost your age. So he's in between. He started a new job, so he's in between healthcare right now, but he desperately needs glasses. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll just take you and we'll just buy them, just get the exam and we'll buy, happy birthday. I'll buy you your glasses. Right. He's like, okay, cool. Thanks, Mom. So we get out of the car and I said, okay, now we're going to go in there. Do not spend $1 million on your frames because he goes, Mom, I am not going to spend a lot of money on my frames.
And I taken him to the 2 for $88 store.
I paused. And I looked at him and I said, Tyler, you're my son. Mm-hmm. And he goes, well, that's true. Yeah. All right, I'll be mindful. Goes through the entire store and he goes, these are the only ones I like. And I go, well, what are they? He goes, well, they're Versace. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. I go, what did I just say? He's like, they're the only ones. And I'm like, you know what? You're right, they are. So we bought the Versaces. But they're going to look amazing. And he's like,
when he wears them and before he breaks them.
He's not going to break them. Okay. But anyway, I'm sitting in the waiting room because, I'm just there to pay for it. But I didn't want to leave and come back. And so I'm just sitting there chilling. There's a woman sitting there and her son is really, really tall. And he goes in and he's acting all like embarrassed. Like, Mom, don't ask me those questions. And he goes off to get his eyes checked. And she's like, why is he embarrassed? And I'm just like, what is he, like 12? She goes, no, he's 10 and he's really tall. And I said, oh God, they're supposed to love you still at 10. He goes, I know, but I think it's because he had an audience because I was sitting there. Right. So anyway, we're talking and I have never had a conversation to this extent with another human being pre-pandemic ever.
Really?
And we're just having this conversation. I find out what school her son goes to, that he plays. I talk all about how young I was when I had my son, and how we started talking about layaway at Kmart for some reason. I don't know how that came up. We were talking about Walmart and how we both hate it, but she goes at the early morning hours at the one out in the sticks because no one rich goes there, so it's always quiet. And we're talking about all this stuff. And then Tyler comes out, and Tyler decided to wear his very best when he went to the doctor. He looked like a skater that got pulled out of a drain. And I was like, why did you dress like this? And so she goes, oh, is that your son? I go, yes, that's him. She goes, oh, is he a skater? And I said, at one time he was, but now I guess he's just going out of his way to be as uncomfortable as possible. So anyway, she goes, well, I like his Halloween socks. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. Anyway, I left and I go, what has come over me? I'm social. I miss people so much. I can't wait until you have client parties, and I will be the belle of the fucking ball. I can't wait. I'm like, I have to stop talking. Like, it's like I had forgotten, but she was all in too. She was so engaged. Yeah. So anyway.
Here's the true test. What was her name?
I don't know.
Of course. And you know what? Even if she told you, you wouldn't remember.
I don't know.
Did she tell you?
No.
Oh, okay.
We did not exchange names.
Okay.
I thought that would have been a little too far because she was laughing her head off at me. Oh. And so I thought, well, I'm performing for her at this point. So now she's just laughing. So it's like, all right, that's fine. And then the receptionist, this is the receptionist that called our son and said, hi, you have an appointment tomorrow at 3:30. I just confirmed. He goes, yeah, okay, thank you. And he goes, she's like, are you going to come?
No, wait.
What?
No.
What?
She called and he didn't answer.
Oh.
He left a message. He called back and she goes, well, I just want to confirm. Are you going to come? And he goes, yeah, I'll be there. And
she goes, are you?
She's like, will you really? And he goes, I called you to tell you I was going to be there.
Well, we met her.
Oh, my God.
We met her yesterday.
Jesus Christ, people.
She was great, actually. She had a lot of attitude, and that was totally fine. But in a good way. She was very jokey and very sarcastic. So, I mean, she was not being rude at all. We figured, we realized when we walked in.
Knowing Tyler, she called and she goes, yeah, I just want to confirm. Yeah, I'll be there.
Probably.
He probably Eeyore her, and she's like, are you sure?
Are you?
You don't sound very motivated,
So we walk in. It's time for him to pick out the most expensive frames in the store. Yeah. And she's like, oh, are you Mama? And I said, yeah. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I go, well, I'm just paycheck today. I'm just paying. But yes. And she's just like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, you can go too. I'm like, thank you. Because they're so like strict about, germs and stuff. Anyway, it was funny. But in my mind, I left and I went, I can't believe of all the people, and I hate people more than anybody. I miss talking to people. It was crazy.
Well,
and I'm like,
how can you develop a hatred for them if you don't engage?
I just hate children on television.
Apparently so.
And frankly, I saw a new sitcom coming out, and there's an ugly little girl on it. I'm like, I don't want her on this show. I don't want her on the show.
That's kids on like actors. That's different for me.
She could be like 22 for all I know, but I don't like her.
News interviews, no.
Well, it's just because they're so untrained and they don't know, and it's uncommon.
No one
Stop defending the children.
Trained.
Stop defending the kids.
Fine.
Be on my side for once, could you?
For once. Oh, yes. Please. Okay.
God. All right. Anyway, I'm done with my opinions. Those were the two things.
No, you're not.
Well, and
you
the
have
tough
thousands of episodes to go, so please don't be done with
We really never discussed the tough shed, but it's fine. I just wanted to know when they decided to start marketing to people about it being real estate. Like, when did that happen? I'm just curious.
Whatever the Gen Z.
Oh, the tiny home people?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I would never live in a tiny house ever.
If I'm at Tough Shed, I'm the CEO of Tough Shed. Far be it for me to tell those fools they can't live in one of my sheds.
Drywall the shed, that's fine.
I'm not making them any different than I used to.
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Well, I think it's cool, personally. I mean...
Well, they're made like houses. Yeah. They truly are tiny houses, but you're not supposed to... there's no plumbing. There's no... You can buy a mother-in-law suite on Amazon. Okay. They're like $30,000, and they have like a kitchenette, a bedroom, and a little baby living room. And I'm like... I would do it. If you had the space, just plop it. Yeah. I'm like, that's not the worst thing in the world. Plumbing and Yeah, but how hard is that if it's on your property? It's nothing. Anyway, that's all I have to say. I don't want my children to put me in one of those, though. Yeah. I don't want them to have to go around. If they did, they're like, oh, we got her this great mother-in-law suite. She's on her property. She's got everything she wants. Da 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 da. Like I'm a little contained rabbit.
and they'll come in and introduce me to their friends, and I'll be like, yes, I live in a tough shed in the backyard. Isn't that loving? Aren't they the most loving, generous children
would call
ever?
It a she shed.
No, I wouldn't. I call it jail.
Jail.
Anyway,
You want
all right.
one.
No, I don't.
Are we doing ugly and awkward moments?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
I don't. Do you? Do I have one?
I don't know.
Do you have one?
I do.
Let's hear it.
So we've been doing a lot of, like many of you probably, we've been doing a lot of yard work and things around the house. And so we had a dead bush out front.
I thought you were going to say dead bird.
Dead bush. But it's been there a while, and it's right near some pipes and stuff like that. So it's pretty embedded in there. And so I was pulling.
You call your ex-girlfriend Dead Bush, huh? Go on. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so I'll try not to Paula this story, but basically, I was trying to pull a root out, and so I was digging out using a pick and everything. I pull it out, and my ring finger popped, like basically dislocated and located again. It's almost like reverse, like you called it, like reverse jamming the finger.
Right.
And it was loud, and my hands was in gloves and all this kind of stuff. It was my ring finger, and it immediately, obviously, was sore, started swelling, did the whole thing. So at some point, I was like, man, this is swelling up. I should get my ring off.
Right.
So I take the wedding ring off, give it to you, leave it off for a day or two, and it's just bugging the shit out of me. Like, I hate not having it. I never, like, what, I'll add, this is a funny question for you. When there's a time when I take my ring off and give it to you, what am I doing?
When you're making sliders.
Yes. So every time when I'm doing hamburger, I take it off and give it to you, and I get it right back. That's literally in the almost 24 years that we've been married, the only time I take my ring off. So it felt really, really weird to have it off. So a few days go by. I'm like, oh, the swelling's down a little bit. So somehow I use the Windex and the whole thing, and I jam this ring on because it's really bugging me not.
Against my suggestion.
So anyway, now it's on, and I look like this Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with a hula hoop around him. So it's not cutting off the circulation, and I can move it, but I'm playing with it constantly because it feels weird, and I got to use the dental floss trick at some point to get it off. But anyway, my ugly and awkward moment is not that I popped my finger, it's that I was stupid and tried to put my ring back on before my finger heals. So
it's got like 6 weeks of healing, and that thing is going to just be like, you're going to look like...
I just hope I can get it down.
Bread with twine.
The floss thing started to work, you know.
Yeah, it does work.
So you put it through the ring, and then wind it, and then unwind it from the other side,
it pulls it right up.
It pulls the ring off. But this didn't. The floss was breaking. We needed something different. So my finger's apparently fat and swollen, and so anyway.
Well, maybe your intermittent fasting will help.
Oh God. The only thing louder on this than me and your laugh is my stomach right now.
Oh, we're laughing loud?
It's growling.
Aw. Well, maybe you should eat something.
Maybe I should. I think I'm close. Okay. I have less than an hour left. Anyway.
God.
My big thing with it is that I think I told you, is that if it gets me to stop eating when we're done eating for the night, as opposed to what I used to do, which is go, you know what, I'm still hungry, and I would eat some snack or something like that at 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Bad.
It's keeping me from doing that, and I think if nothing else, that will be helpful.
When I started doing the intermittent,
my bikini figure.
When I started intermittent fasting, I keep thinking of Jimmy Kimmel because he's the success story. Like,
got it.
He literally started doing, but he was going like hardcore, not even 18-6. He was doing like not eating for like 2 days, which I refuse to do. Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm not interested in that.
I'm not either. I mean, for me, I just wanted to try it, wanted to see if it worked, and it's kind of working. Yeah. So I'm gonna just try it until we go on vacation, and then we'll see what's the web.
And then we will blow it all up with rum and food.
I know. Anyway, all right. Well, that's the show for this week. Check out our website, uglytruth.com/all the things. We have merch. We're partnered with Lumi, so if you want to check them out, really great as far as being smelly. They absolutely...
Speaking of skincare.
We all are huge... We're all converts now. And not just... I mean, it took us forever to find a partner that we really wanted to endorse, and we absolutely 100% endorse them.
And their attitude doesn't hurt either.
Their attitude's the best. Yeah. They just came out with a new scent of warm vanilla. And as Stephanie said, if you want to smell like a stripper down there, which seems appropriate, you should get it. Absolutely. So check that out. They have every price point that you could possibly imagine. again. And then, of course, our merch and lipandclip.com to get your Belief products for the summer. Aqua Bomb is the bomb. And rate and review us, share us, and thank you for listening. Bye!
Bye.